So we are starting off with a 4-inch ribbon. This is going to be our base ribbon. We're cutting the tails at 15 inches and then we are making 4 loops, so 2 on each side of a 12-inch loop. In a minute, we're going to be stacking these bows, so this is going to be our first layer. Once we are finished with this part of our bow, we're going to put a little zip tie on it, and then we are going to cut another 12-inch strip, give it a cute dovetail, and attach that on top of our bow with another zip tie. When you're done with your first layer, you can set it to the side and we'll come back for it in a minute. Next, we're going to be going in with this gorgeous 2.5-inch ribbon. It is a white with glittered lips and hearts. Super cute for Valentine's Day. So we're doing the same thing, 15-inch tails, but we're going down to 10-inch loops. So when we put our bows together, and since we're doing a stackable bow, it's going to be really pretty because everything kind of gets smaller as we go to the center of the bow. For this bow, you are going to be using a lot of zip ties, so make sure you have those handy when you get started. So we're just going to zip tie this bow together, and then we are going to cut another 10-inch tail, dovetail it, and zip tie that as well. Our next ribbon is going to be this gorgeous 1.5-inch double-sided ribbon. So it's got a red embossed on one side and then a light pink dupioni on the other. We're going to do the same thing, 15-inch tails, and now we're going to 8-inch loops. Same thing, we're going to zip tie and then we're going to cut an 8-inch tail, dovetail that, and then that's going to be our third bow for our stackable bow. And then we've got one more size coming after that. So our last ribbon is this 7/8 black. It's going to tie in that black with the 4-inch really well. And we're going to do 15-inch tails on this one, 6-inch loops on the black. And then we're going to cut our little piece for the center of the bow at 6 inches as well. So you'll see in just a second when we get our bow stacked that it does look best if you use different sizes of ribbons. So whether you choose to use 4 like we did or just 3, that is what we recommend with this type of technique. So we are beginning to stack our bows. So we're going to get a gorgeous bow at the end of this with all of our individual bows. So we start with our 4-inch, then we go to our 2.5-inch, then our 1.5-inch, and we're going to finish it off with our 7/8. So like we said earlier, this technique does use a lot of zip ties, but it is just a different alternative to a traditional bow, and it still makes that gorgeous bow if you use different size ribbons. Here we are just cleaning everything up. We are dovetailing all of our ribbon tails to get that clean, crisp look.